This is what happens when I was writing down the recipe. Oh no!
We will have Cuban pork burrito bowls, fajita chicken quinoa bowl, and then we'll have these delicious honey garlic turkey meatballs with veggies.
This is baking with toddlers. Everything becomes blocks.
Peanut butter, banana, chocolate.
My spray is a mixture of apple cider vinegar and some bourbon this time around.
Sometimes I just make up my own thing.
We're making baked oatmeal bars for a breakfast prep. So I'm just going ahead and I used just a touch of avocado oil on this 9x13 pan. I think technically the recipe calls for an 8x11. I don't have one of those. So we're using a 9x13. So they might be a little bit thinner than they would have been. But I just went ahead and put a little bit of avocado oil on it so it's greased up. I have my oven preheated to 375. And hopefully all of the ingredients won't be all over the floor and counter before we actually get them in the pan. You did a great job, babe. That's awesome. Here are all the ingredients we're gonna need for this meal prep recipe. We need 2 ripe bananas, a 1.5 cups of almond milk, creamy peanut butter, 1/4 cup, maple syrup, 2 tablespoons, vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon, 2 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All we're gonna do is mix together the dry ingredients, the oats, cinnamon, baking powder, and salt. And then once we mix all that together, all the other ingredients go into another bowl. We mash the bananas, mix in the other wet ingredients. So that's the almond milk, peanut butter, maple syrup, vanilla, and bananas. And then we mix it together, toss it in the pan, get it in the oven. Let's see if we can do it. Let's get mixing. You did scare me a little bit. This is called picking your battles with toddlers. Can you mash that banana for me? Go mash, mash, mash. Oven's preheated. Alright, we got our bananas nice and mashed in there. We're gonna add the other wet ingredients. This is just the regular natural Jif creamy peanut butter. Oh, that's okay, honey. That's our favorite that we use in the house. Lila is a peanut butter fiend. You could probably use PB2 in this instead if you wanted to cut back some points. But honestly, I feel like 1/4 cup for this is probably going to make at least 12 servings. Isn't that going to be that bad on points? But you could probably try it with PB2. Let me know how that works if you do.
Just you and I, singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside, gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone.
Now we're gonna do our dry ingredients. So again, it's gonna be our oats, 2 cups of those. No. How do I get it open now, huh? These all come with these fancy pourers now. There we go. 2 cups oats.
Someday we will look back, and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us. 'Cause I wanna try.
So all of our dry ingredients are in here. Here, Lila, can you mix that up for me? Put it in the bowl. All right, so we're mixing up our dry ingredients. Then we're gonna pour the wet into the dry, into our greased pan, and in the oven. I gotta check timing. I wanna say it's like 25 minutes, but I gotta double check.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just gotta know some vibes.
We really need to invest in an apron.
Everything's on my mind.
I don't know why I never buy one, but it's like a war zone every time we cook in here.
You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause
In the oven. Okay guys, whew, that afternoon got crazy. Sorry, right as we finished putting the bars together, Lila was like, I am ready for lunch and a nap. So she's upstairs napping, thank goodness. That means I can actually get the rest of my plans for meal prepping done. I just wanted to show you real quick. These bars look good, but they smell even better. Our entire house smells like yummy peanut butter, banana, warm gooiness. I really want one. So I may have one of these for lunch, or actually I told Lila she could have one when she wakes up from nap. So maybe we'll do those as a little afternoon snack. I'll split one with her for snack today. But here, take a look. They smell so good. I know they look pretty plain, but these would be so good. Again, you could either sprinkle some mini chocolate chips on top, or when you're serving, you could easily slice up some extra bananas or drizzle it with some like warmed up melty peanut butter. Those are the suggestions on the recipe. I will link any recipes I'm following for today's video. Sometimes I just make up my own thing, to be honest. But I will try and go through all of that as I cook today. If I do use a direct recipe like these guys, I will link them down in the description below so you guys can try them out too. Good morning guys, Lauren from the future here, and I just wanted to show you the next morning my breakfast. I have my cold brew that we made yesterday along with 2 tablespoons of the Chobani sweet cream coffee creamer. And now the main show. Look at how delicious these bars turned out. Being in the pan just didn't do them justice. I gave them a little drizzle of sugar-free chocolate sauce and a couple sliced bananas, and I'm just having mine with a side of fruit. My daughter was so excited to have this morning. Her eyes lit up. Peanut butter, banana, chocolate. Can we go wrong? I don't think so. But before we get into the rest of the meal prep, I'm gonna have some lunch. And I want to share with you guys, I actually put these together last night because we were making them for dinner. So I went ahead and just made a couple extra servings, went ahead and portioned them up into their packages, and Josh and I had some for lunch today. So I want to share this recipe with you guys because it would make such a great weekly meal prep. I only had the 2 extra servings, but that's okay. We have more coming later in the video that I'm gonna make up for the rest of the week. While I eat lunch, here is a look back at how we made these Cuban pork burrito bowls. Well, first up, we have to start with the pork, right? My husband actually prepped these 2 half pork shoulders on our smoker over the weekend. Then what I did was break them down, shred them, and I portioned them into 1 to 2 pound packages. I actually showed this whole process of how I bulk prep some of our meat for the month in a previous meal prep video, and I will link that in the iCard above if you want to see a more detailed how-to.
My spray is a mixture of apple cider vinegar and some bourbon this time around.
So now that you guys have seen the shredded pork, I'm just going to be adding some citrus juice to it, some oranges and limes, and then the meat mixture will be ready. And within the bowl, I'm gonna put some shredded lettuce, some diced raw yellow onion, and some mild fresh salsa. We're also going to be putting some cilantro lime rice in it just to bulk up the bowl a little bit. This is going to include using a pouch of the Trader Joe's organic brown rice that I can just pop right in the microwave to steam. I'm just using 1 pouch for all 4 servings. A tablespoon of butter is going to go in that, as well as the juice of 1 lime and just a handful of chopped cilantro.
This conversation, and you seem to agree with me, but when there's complications, you withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall, and every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you?
Okay guys, let's get started on the rest of our weekly meal prep today. You guys know the first thing I like to do when I share a meal prep video is make some more coffee for the week. So I love using this cold brew pitcher. I brew my own cold brew at home. It becomes a concentrate, so this actually does last me usually about 4 or 5 days worth of coffee. I'll go ahead and post the link for the cold brew pitcher I use down in the description below. I got mine on Amazon. I think it's like right around $20. So it's a really great affordable way to make delicious cold brew at home. No runs to Starbucks, no runs out for coffee anywhere else. I feel totally satisfied with my cold brew at home, and I use the Chobani Sweet Cream Coffee Creamer lately, and it's my absolute favorite. It's 1 point per tablespoon. So I'm gonna get started making this, and then I'm gonna roll straight into doing a little bit of food prep for the week before we jump into the rest of the recipes. So I shared with you guys that delicious peanut butter banana baked oatmeal recipe that I made with Lila this morning. This afternoon, I'm going to go ahead and get my bell peppers and carrots prepped and in a veggie container. I love these containers. You guys ask me about these all the time. These red ones I got at TJ Maxx. However, I need to buy another set of the green ones I usually use. I will link those down in the description as well. I used them for at least 2 years and I absolutely loved them. And then when we moved this fall, I lost the lids. So I need to buy another set because it would be nice just to have another second set on hand. These are good. I think they keep the quality of the produce really great. But yeah, it's always nice to have another set. So those are ones I truly recommend. I'll link them below. But let's get going with this prep and then on to cooking some delicious lunch meal prep recipes that'll keep us fed, on track, and healthy with our WW Blue plans all week long. Let's get going. Now that we have those veggies prepped up for the week and in our container in the fridge, fridge. I actually left a portion of the red bell pepper slices out because the first lunch prep we're going to make is a fajita chicken bowl. These sound so delicious, so I left out these slices. I'm going to slice up an onion. I have about a pound of chicken breast tenderloin fillets out as well. These are just raw. They were left over from another recipe I had used earlier this week. I just used half of the 2-pound package, so I have 1 pound left. I'm gonna probably slice this up a little bit thinner into like those fajita strips, and then we're gonna saute all of this in a pan with some garlic and some avocado oil, just so it kind of gets nice and toasty and the chicken is cooked and we get a little char on our veggies. Then we'll build out the rest of our bowl.
Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you, you and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep in your worn-out sweaters, thinking we'll be young.
So while I'm waiting for my pan and avocado oil just to heat up before I put in my veg and chicken, I'm gonna get a pot of water started because these are actually going to be a chicken fajita quinoa bowl. So we have to cook up our grains as well. I really like using quinoa as a grain. I feel like it just mixes it up so not everything is rice-based or pasta or a salad. So mixes it up a little bit. I'm just doing 1 cup of quinoa in 2 cups of water. Oh no, quinoa's running away. Note to self, easier to add the quinoa first and then the water so the quinoa doesn't stick all over the cup. So do this a little stir and then we bring it to a boil. Bring it to a boil, cover it, and let it go for 15 minutes on a simmer until it's all absorbed. Just like rice. Probably should turn the stove on, that would help. This is nice and hot now. Whew. Maybe a little too hot, it is smoking a little bit. I like to get the onion cooked down a bit before I add the other veggies and chicken. That's fun. Adding a lot of water to those onions. Exploded my pan.
Driving in your mom's old hatchback, and we were in too deep.
So I just gave that a little stir, and now I'm gonna go ahead and season it up with some salt, pepper, and of course, my Trader Joe's chili lime seasoning.
Wasn't thinking we'll be where did it begin? Where did it end? Hanging on loose strings, unable to bend. I never listened, trying to prove it, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you, you and me so clueless. We were just
My quinoa is just about to start bubbling and boiling here. Once it reaches a boil, I'm gonna turn it to low, put a lid on top and you just let it cook simmering for about 15 minutes until all of the water is absorbed into the quinoa. Okay guys, my chicken and fajita veggies are all done. They're cooling off to the side on the stovetop. My quinoa is still cooking, so while that's going, I'm gonna get started on my next meal prep, which are going to be honey garlic turkey meatballs with veggies. So this is a super simple recipe. It's gonna come together really fast. I'm just using frozen store-bought, I think these are the Great Value brand, turkey meatballs. I'm going to bake them at 350 in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once they're done, we're gonna put them in a glaze with honey and garlic. I'm gonna put them on top of a bed of white rice and use a bunch of veggies to fill out the bowls. That sounds so good. It's a nice change up to what we normally do throughout the week. But once I have this one done, we will have Cuban pork burrito bowls, we'll have a fajita chicken quinoa bowl, and then we'll have these delicious honey garlic turkey meatballs with veggies. So that's a lot of meals. You'll notice I'm not doing like 2 recipes and doing like 6 of them. Instead, I'm doing 3 different recipes and they'll each make 3 to 4 individual servings. That way we can mix it up throughout the week. We will definitely have enough for Josh and I for lunch throughout the week, but we'll also have a couple left over in case we need a quick weeknight meal. You know, things just get crazy. You guys know how it goes. So it's nice to have a few of these extra on hand that we can have for a dinner, or maybe what we'll do if it's getting near the end of the week and we haven't used them all up yet, I will plan for it to be dinner that night instead of making something new. So I'm gonna get these cooked up and hopefully then we should just be able to pretty much assemble everything. Perfect timing, my quinoa is just done. This, just kind of fluff it a little bit. Well, this cooked really nicely. It's not sticking, nice and fluffy. Yum. So to finish off these chicken fajita quinoa bowls, I'm going to take my meal prep container. So in the large portion of these meal prep containers, I'm gonna put anything that's like hot because that'll help when it comes to heating them back up for lunchtime. So I'll do the quinoa as well as the chicken and fajita veggies in the smaller portion. I'm gonna go ahead and put some shredded lettuce and salsa and some shredded reduced fat cheddar cheese. That way it's really easy to use the container's lid. You just cover the one end and then you can dump the hot stuff into a larger bowl to heat up in the microwave. Once that's heated up, you pour the small compartment on and then you're ready to go. And then along with these, my husband might take either some of the Bolthouse ranch, the Greek style ranch dressing, which is really low in point, or again, just like we did with the pork bowls, you can do a lime crema made with plain non-fat Greek yogurt.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause
our honey garlic meatballs. I'm gonna go ahead and make the glaze for the meatballs, which have just come out of the oven. So I'm using 2 tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then just to your own taste, powdered garlic, as well as salt and pepper.
And our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember.
We're going to stir this up well until it's all combined in a good runny kind of glaze consistency, and then we're going to toss the meatballs in them. And for the rest of the bowls with the meatballs, I'm going to be cooking up some jasmine rice, just simply in water and a little bit of chicken broth actually, which gives a lot of flavor and creaminess to the rice without having to add any sort of butter or oil. So I'm gonna do that. And then I have from the freezer some of the Trader Joe's broccoli florets, about a half bag. I'm gonna go ahead and steam that up along with, these are zucchini shreds, kind of like my own DIY zoodles. I had bought some zucchinis and we didn't use them all up. So what I do is I try to clean out my fridge at the end of every week, see what veggies I still have on hand that we're not gonna be able to use, and I make sure that I prep them in a way that I can freeze them and use later, so now they didn't go to waste. So I'm gonna do broccoli florets and zoodles and rice, and then the meatballs on top.
Look to the left, look to the right. Nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta go, running to better times. Go, from my emotions I'll go, running to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times.
Okay guys, we are so close. Sorry for the lighting change. It's getting dark outside because I have been meal prepping since noon today. Beth and Lila and I made those oatmeal bars. Did you forget about those? It's been so long, but it is like 6 o'clock now. Our turkey meatball bowls are ready to be made, so let's do this.
But now it looks like acting, like we were fiction in a book. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right. Nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta go, running to better times. Go, from my emotions I'll go, running to better times, 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 to better times. I look to the left, look to the right. Nothing can stop me, nothing can stop me in the night. Look to the left, look to the right. Nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff.
I hope you enjoyed and found some new recipes that you're going to want to try out. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed seeing today's meal prep and recipes for WW. And until next time, bye!